Hey everybody, it's Saturday the 27th. One more day and we are out of February. Wow, time is just roaring along here. I had plans to play a couple of things today, and then I ended up having a meeting with Denny Tedesco here at my house because we're going to be doing some filming here on Tuesday for the immediate family documentary movie that he's making. And all of a sudden my morning disappeared on me, and it's a little later than normal. It's almost noon right now. I usually try to do these about 10 o'clock. So I decided just to kick the weekend off and with some really fun music that I got to work on with Steve Lukather. The first solo album of Luke's that I did was Ever Changing Times. And I really enjoyed it. It was such a fun project to do. And so I thought I'd just go back and play some great Steve Lukather songs for today and sit back, enjoy it. And as soon as I'm done with this, then I have a whole bunch of stuff to do this afternoon. So the day kind of ran away on me because I was thinking of going back and visiting the James and Carol rehearsals and play a couple more songs from that. And I was looking at all kinds of other stuff. I think I'm going to visit. I had the pleasure of doing an album that was Earl Scruggs and Friends. I worked on some tracks on that, like with Dwight Yoakam and Melissa Etheridge, and so maybe tomorrow I'll visit that. That was a cool project, and you're kind of going, man, this is Earl Scruggs, Flat and Scruggs. This is a pretty amazing piece of history there. But for today, it's Luke. Every time we'd be out on the road, people would be it's me, Luke. And this was fun. We did it at Steakhouse Studios, and on this stuff, it was myself and Abe Laboriel Jr. on drums, and the great Jeff Babco on keys. I mean, for those of you that watch the Jimmy Kimmel show, Babco is the keyboard player in the house band on that. Let's see who else. Steve McMillan did some synth with engineering, and a lot of the writing was Randy Goodrum and Luke on it, and Luke's son Trevor also played on the album with him too, and did some background vocals along with Bernard Fowler from the Stones. So it was a really fun thing, but it was a real tight little room, man, and it just rocked. It was so good. And Luke is, I mean, I've said it in the past, the first thing I did with Steve, he was 19 years old. And we've been, compadres for a long time. I loved being on the road with Toto with him. And I think Joe Williams also sang background on one of the songs. I think it's New World. It's Bernard Fowler and Joe Williams and Trev Lukather on it. But I have nothing but the utmost respect for Steve and his talent, and it's been a joy every time we've been in the studio together working on projects to go in and see Steve's gear there. I'd go, oh, this will be fun. And he's one of those guys that doesn't fade into the woodwork. He's definitely there and present, but just an exquisite musician. And so I hope everybody's, kicking off their weekend good, but I just thought it'd be fun to kick off with some really good music, some great playing and writing. So here's a song called Icebound. I'm just going to jump into this since it's late. I want to get the stuff out. Oh, and also just a reminder that the live stream for the Clubhouse is this coming Tuesday on, I think it's the 2nd, and that'll be at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then I'll explain something later about it. But look forward to seeing everybody there. And here we go. This is Icebound. Just wait for the commercials to come on and screw it all up.
Yeah.
Frankenstein. Love Abe, man, what a great drummer.
Wake up 6 in the morning, staring at the sky. God says this is a warning. Go out and get a line. Walked in cold, unexpected. That was a year ago. Watched your soul undetected. It's time to hit the road. 2 out of 3 odds that I'll be icebound. Frozen in place, trying to escape, staring in space. Until I find the answers that I'm searching for.
Yeah. Feels like so many influences in there. The Steely Dan thing is so right there and present. That kind of writing, the strength of that kind of writing and structure, really to me, it's just great. But playing that stuff all live in the studio was great because we didn't take very many takes of any of these songs. We pretty much plowed right through it all. Got the arrangements together and then just went for performance, and that all came down really quick. And but Abe, I mean, it's like Abe Jr. I remember doing dates with him when he was like a teenager, and just really developing, and then to seeing how he evolved over the years, and and then all the work he's done, with McCartney all these years now and stuff. It's great, But when your dad's Abe Sr., it's like being Trevor Lukather. When your dad's Steve Lukather, the bar's set pretty high, and if you've got your stuff together, it's achievable. And I so appreciate seeing the second and third generations of a lot of the people I've worked with, and just watching how the kind of the gene pools, that's trickle down. That's the ultimate trickle down. Not our economy, but the genetic pool of these musicians is pretty deep. So cool. Here's another one called The Letting Go. So let's check this out. And I'm just enjoying this. This will get the rest of my day going with a nice little kickstart here. So here we go.
ask. Always thinking he was there to watch your back. Years that you wasted gone. Always in the name of loyalty and faith. All the memories you wish you had not made. Tears as you taste them, each one a piece of your soul. So go as the truth starts to unfold. One voice calling, one, two, falling. They echo in emptiness. One bridge burning, last page turning. Don't waste time on regrets. One world's ending, broken ending. It's time to walk out that door and to savor the taste of goodbye. It's time for the let go. Up to now the road was straight, smooth and clear. All at once the paths completely disappeared. Cars bring the darkness down. Here's a candle and a match to help you on till the storm is done, and then you're on your own. A shoulder to lean on, just use your back on your feet till you're free. Till that old smile starts to show. It's time for the
always stick a lick in at the very end of the fade. We always joke about songs like this going, yeah, adult chords, and I just love it. The creative side of this stuff is so good, and the playing is just so strong to me. I just really enjoy it. I'll do one more tune here, and before I go on, I watched an interesting, I think it was on Hulu or Netflix last night. There's a documentary about Clive Davis, the incredible record producer, and his life in the music business. And it was really interesting. I've known Clive forever and had really never was in this deep into his roots in it and how he kind of through the back door ended up in the music industry, and his impact on it was really amazing. I've done tons of records that were with Columbia, and Clive had his hands in them and involved. So it was interesting. If you get a chance, it's worth checking out. It's a pretty interesting film. So this song, I'm going to do this last one right here. This is called New World. This is another one. It's, I love this album. Just all the stuff. And I'm really excited for Luke and Joe Williams. They both have new albums out, solo projects, but they're promoting it all like packaged together. And it's really, really cool. And and it was fun for me. I got to play on one of the tracks on Joe's record, and it's killer. It sounds really, really good. There's a bunch of, a lot of talented folks out there. It's pretty cool. And while I'm doing this, I'm kind of sitting here looking at Rick Beato. I'm not looking. I'm seeing the little window here for Rick Beato's interview with Luke, and it's really good, worth checking out. Luke's a trip, man. There's nobody like him. It's not like they broke the mold with Luke. They just did him freehand, I think. So, but man, I love him. He's a good cat and great musician. So, here's New World, and then I'm gonna. Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, there's elements of Toto involved because it's Luke. But I'll tell you, when we would play songs like that with Toto, of that kind of energy and that kind of stuff, man, it was just so bitchin'. And the crowds were just going nuts for them. That was some of the best time I've ever had on the road. Was the 2 tours I did with Toto, and it was great. Well, it was great on the Falling in Between tour when we played up in Spokane. My parents were living there at the time, and they came to the show, and my mom fell in love with Luke. He's like, he can be the most charming cat in the world. And he just played up to her. It was so much fun. And every time I would talk to her after that, she'd go, "How's my boyfriend doing?" She was like enamored with Luke. It was really sweet. And he was really so cool to them, treated them so good. It was great. I have incredibly fond memories of just sitting backstage and watching, my mom sitting on his lap and he's like just hugging her up and stuff. Special moments. I've got to drop some stuff at the post office. I'm going to come back and I've got some stuff I'm going to do around the house and just a bunch of, it's unbelievable. I can really fill a day with a lot of stuff. And at the end of the day, sometimes I sit there and go, what the hell was I doing? I've got some songs people have asked me to maybe put some bass parts on, and I'm going to scope those out and see what I think. Somebody sent me 2 tracks that they thought would be great, and they sent them to me sort of completed, and I think the bass parts on them are perfect. So I wrote back, said, I don't know what I can do with these. I think what you've already got on there is great. And so I'm trying to figure that one out. But I don't think I'll end up doing anything because I'm also appreciative of really good parts, even if, if I'm not involved, I sure enjoy listening to other people play. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So I'm going to wish everybody the best. Luckily, I walked away from my Moderna shot and felt nothing. I don't know if that's good or bad, but other people I know have had, profound, impact for a couple of days from their shots. And I really didn't. I can barely feel where I even got the shot, like right here. It's a little tiny bit sensitive, but no big deal. I've punched myself harder than that. So, but thank you to everybody out there working it, helping. That's, numbers are going down. I think some of the pressure in the hospitals is easing slightly, but we have to be diligent with this. Even if you've had the shots, you don't stop being protected and stuff. There's all kinds of talk about opening up restaurants and maybe concerts, all limited stuff. We'll see how that goes. I want it more than I can. Words can't express how much I want to be back playing again, but I want it to be right for everybody. I don't want anybody coming to a gig and ending up leaving and going right to the hospital. So we'll see how it goes, But all I want to do is say have a great weekend, and I'll be back tomorrow. I'll figure. I just thought of something else I'm going to dig up and see if it's there. And I promise I will be playing. It's just when Denny came over today, it kind of took my whole morning away. While we went around, we're going to film the hot rod. And so I fired that up for him. And we went down this street nearby where we can film from. I'm going to let him use my pickup truck, and they'll film from the back of the pickup truck showing the hot rod. So that'll be kind of fun. And maybe I'll get him to shoot a little extra video that I can put up here. But damn, that thing is really... It's a piece of work. I forget it when it's been sitting in the garage for a while, and then I go fire it up, and you go, "This is deep. This is a piece of horsepower here." So, so take good care. I'm off here rambling again. So have a great weekend, and I'll see you all tomorrow, and also next Tuesday, and then next Saturday is the Skype and FaceTime hang. So all you guys that have signed up and gals who have signed up for that, I look forward to seeing you again. And lots of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff coming up I'll talk about at the beginning of the week. So take good care and see you then. Bye-bye.